When I was growing up as a kid, I was fairly sneaky in that I used to manipulate certain situations or maybe my parents in order to get certain toys, like possibly the Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue for Game Boy Pocket. But in this tutorial, we're not going to be manipulating any people or any situations, we'll just be manipulating equations. So we're going to be taking the equation, which is known as future value is equal to present value times 1 plus r to the power of t, and then we'll manipulate it to essentially solve for any variable. And you can do this as long as just one variable is missing. If two variables are missing, we're going to need to use some method like elimination or substitution in order to find the solution. My voice is kind of dying on me there. So first up, let's find what the present value is. So future value equal to present value. I'll put a little dot to show a multiplication sign. 1 plus r to the power of t. To isolate for PV, we're going to divide the right side by 1 plus r to the power of t. And by doing this, we're actually going to cancel this out because the opposite of multiplication is division. So when we divide by 1 plus r to the power of t, or divide by itself, we'll just be left with 1. And 1 times present value will just be the present value. So we would have solved for present value. So whatever we do to the right side, we need to do the left side. So it'll look something like this. Present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus r to the power of t. And let me just write that out. So it's 100% clear. Okay, there we go. Next one is we're going to be working on the t variable, or the number of periods. So let me draw a little arrow and t. So for this, I actually have come up with some values to make sure that we're working towards a variable that we know is correct. So present value is 100, 1 plus a discount rate of 5% to the power of 4. So this has one solution, being it's $121.55, so it's correct. So let's just take away the 4 and replace it with the t variable. How would we solve for this? 121.55, and let's just simplify it by putting a dot there to show the multiplication, and then the t. So we can't work on the right side right here yet, because of course the variables associated with this 1 plus 0.05, so we must get rid of the 100 first by dividing. It'll cancel out. Whatever we do to the right side, we must do to the left side. So we'll be left with 1.2155 is equal to, and of course we can simplify this and just say 1.05 to the power of t. Now this is where it might get a little bit tricky. To find what the t variable is, we need to use the opposite of an exponent, which is actually going to be a logarithm. So we're going to take 1.2155 and put log right before it in our calculator, and in the denominator we'll put log 1.05, and that will yield our t value, which will be like 3.99 or somewhere close enough to 4. So it's essentially going to show us 4 years is the duration. And I think I was going to mention something else. Oh, of course, the denominator and the numerator. I was going to say that the numerator is going to be the one without the variable, and the denominator is the one with the variable. So if 1.2155 was to the power of t, the 1.2155 would be on the denominator. Let's move on to the next part, which is actually going to be figuring out what the rate is, and then we're going to wrap everything up and finish this. So rate is going to be 121.55 cents equals 101 plus r to the power of 4. First thing, we're going to divide by 100, cancel out, divide by 100, we'll be left with 1.2155, is equal to 1 plus r to the power of 4. Next step, we're going to find the quartic root, which means we're going to be looking for a button like this on our calculator. And that way, we'll set it up like this. So the quartic root just stands for a variable that is to the root, or to the power of 4. And we'll put the 1.2155 inside, and we'll be left with 1 plus r on the right side. So we're going to be, on our calculator, we're going to punch in 4, and then this symbol, and then we'll punch in 1.2155. And that's going to yield a figure that's close to 1.05. And since we have 1.05, we just need to subtract the 1, and we'll be left with r, which is going to be 0.05, or in percentage forms, 5%, which is the discount rate. Hopefully that was helpful, and it might help you out on a test to understand everything without having to use your graphic calculator to solve for variables. See you guys in the next one.
If you have any questions regarding accounting or any other material within our videos, you can tweet us at Notepirate. You can like us on Facebook to receive updates or to share any quick anecdotes about how our videos might have helped. And like always, thanks for watching us on YouTube.